how are you feeling and the excitement of knowing you're going to start this DS off for your team?
I'm excited. This is the time of year that you play for and you grind for 162 games, and it's finally here, and I know that we're excited to get started.
Justin?
Max, in the days leading up to a start, what's your routine like in terms of studying or getting yourself ready?
Just becoming familiar with the opponent and getting my body as recovered and as right as possible to be able to go out there and give everything I have for 100 plus pitches. So just working out, a lot of treatment stuff, a lot of just stabilization, just stuff that you do to cardio, just all that kind of stuff.
And then when did you start to feel better after the stomach bug?
It got me kind of good right afterwards, but I started to bounce back, and if we were in a situation where I needed to pitch on that last game of the season, I was going to be able to do that. So, yeah.
Take one in the middle and then back to Kelly.
Max, you've been a part of this club throughout its postseason run over these past few seasons. What has it been like, this process for you, growing in from the young prospect you were when it started to the pitcher that you are today?
I've been very fortunate to be on a lot of really good teams and have some experience in the postseason before. The one thing that I've noticed is at this time of year, it doesn't really matter, what happened in the regular season, what's happened in the past. It's all about just going out there and winning baseball games. Stats are, really irrelevant. It's if your team comes out on top and you win the game, that's the main objective. So, that every single team that you're playing at this time of year is an amazing team, and they're really well-rounded, and you got to bring your A game. So, for me, it's just going out there and leaving it all on the field and just trying to get the results.
Kelly?
You mentioned familiarizing yourself with your opponent. You know the Phillies really well.
Of
Do you
course.
consider it an advantage, disadvantage, and how do you feel like they're playing right now versus when you've seen them in the past?
I threw twice against them towards the end of the year. I've thrown a handful of times against them, but they're one of the teams that I've pitched most frequently against in my whole career. It's a really, really great lineup over there. They're extremely deep. 1 through 9 can beat you. They're here for a reason. It's I don't know if it's an advantage or disadvantage. I just think there's no secrets. Everyone knows what. I know what they have. They know what I have, and it's just going out there and executing and seeing who comes out on top. So I'm really excited. I know that they played a really good series in St. Louis, and they're going to be coming in hungry, ready to go, and it's going to be a fun one.
Knowing that you were sick and Strider's been nursing an injury and the bullpen was used at length in the last series, how important was it to get that wild card bye for you guys?
Obviously I think that no one really wants to have extended time off, but I think we used it to our benefit, just to gather our strength and kind of get back to, getting healthy and trying to make sure that we have this next run for the next couple, hopefully for the next couple weeks, a lot better than the way we kind of ended the season. So, we're going to take it as we got some rest and be able to recoup and know that it's going to be, long, hard-fought battles here from here on out.
Scott?
Max, you can swing the bat, but what's it been like this year to not have to worry about that, and then especially, magnified in the postseason where you have enough to worry about, so that's not part of the game anymore?
Yeah, obviously the hitting part and National League play before this year I was always a big fan of. I've always played positions and stuff, and growing up, and I really like handling the bat. But having this be my first year of just focusing on pitching with no hitting or anything like that, I've noticed that it's kind of allowed me to get deeper into games with, feeling a little bit less fatigued, standing on the bases, swinging the bat. you know, just focusing more on pitching and in between innings, you know, focusing on the hitters instead of worrying about grabbing your bat and getting up to the plate, or worrying about when your spot's up in the order, or getting the bunt down, trying to bunt 95. So it's been an adjustment, but it's one that I've come to like.
Justin.
Max, what is it about Dansby that seems to make people almost gravitate toward him?
He's he's as charismatic as they come, and he's genuine. So when you've got a guy that is, you know, authentically himself, and he can go out there, and you know that his one main purpose every single day is to go win a baseball game, and that's one of your leaders, it's easy to kind of look at that and follow suit. He's completely selfless. Like, he's always team first. You know, he's the guy that if we win and he goes 0 for 4, he's just as happy as if he went, you know, 4 for 4. He's the guy that if you go 4 for 4 and we lose, he's not as happy as, you know, 0 for 4 and winning. So when you've got guys that are your leaders that prioritize that over personal success, it rubs off on everyone else, and we follow that, and we definitely gravitate more towards that.
Jeff.
Max, have you done anything extra cardio or strength-wise these last few days just to test yourself to make sure you're back at the level that you were before the stomach bug?
Yeah, definitely been testing myself and trying to get ready. You know that the coming up playoffs is always a little bit more, the higher magnitude adrenaline run, and drain yourself out a little bit more. So definitely been over the last couple of days, testing myself and preparing myself for what's to come.
Max, the two guys in here before you, Dansby and Travis, like yourself, just seem to be so even keel that you can't really tell win or lose. How crucial is that in this environment to have guys that can, are in such prominent positions to kind of set that clubhouse tenor and just be so even keel?
I think for me personally, it's seeing the guys that I came up with, that I kind of looked up to, that were more of the veterans, and that was the way that they handled things. In this game that anything can happen on any given day, and you obviously want to go out there and win, but it's really hard to string 2, 3 in a row. If you lose, it's easy for that to snowball into 2, 3 in a row as far as losing. So knowing that you're the same, being even-keeled, same kind of intensity level every single day, it gives you the most clear-headed, consistent results.
Maria.
Max, did you watch many of the wild card games this weekend?
Yeah, I tried to catch as many as I could.
Is there any particular starting performance that really stood out to you?
I mean, the one last night from
Musgrove?
Joe Musgrove. I mean, that was really impressive. In a winner-take-all game, to be able to go out there and go 7+ innings is pretty impressive.
Multiple guys have said that when you get on the mound, even before you're on the mound, it seems like you're dialed in and ready to do whatever it takes to help your team win. We saw it last year in the World Series where you continued after an apparent ankle injury. What is it like to just have that mindset, and what is the mindset that you have when you step out of the car before the game?
I've got one opportunity to make an impact on today's game, and I don't want to have any regrets coming out of it thinking that I could have done more or I should have done more. For me, I'm going to leave everything out there every single time I take the ball, and because that's the way that I can impact the game, and I know that my teammates are doing that on a daily basis, especially the guys behind me. So just making the most of every opportunity that I can get, and just giving everything you have every single time you have that opportunity.
All right, thanks, Max. Thanks
Awesome.
for coming in.
Thanks, guys.
See you tomorrow.